Nicholas, Chapter 15. I am sick. I felt fine yesterday. You can tell I did, because I ate a whole lot of caramels and candies and cakes and fries and ice cream, and then in the middle of the night, I can't think why, I was very sick, just like that. The doctor came this morning. I cried when he walked into my room, but more from habit than anything else, because I know the doctor very well, and he's really nice, and I like it when he puts his head down on my chest, because the top of it is all bald and shiny, and I can see it right under my nose, and it's funny. The doctor didn't stay long. He gave me a little pat on the cheek and told Mom, "Put him on an invalid diet and make sure he stays in bed and rests." Then he left. Mom said, "Well, you heard what the doctor said. I hope you're going to be very good and obedient." I told Mom she didn't need to worry, and she didn't either. I'm very fond of my mom, and I always do what she says. It's best to do what she says, or there's trouble. I got a book and started to read. It was a book full of pictures, all about a little bear getting lost in the forest where there are hunters around. I'd really rather have cowboy books, but every birthday Auntie Pauline gives me books about little bears and little rabbits and little cats, all sorts of little animals. I suppose Auntie Pauline must be fond of little animals. I was just reading the bit where the big bad wolf was going to eat up the little bear when Mom came in with Alec. Alec is my fat friend, who's always eating. "Look, Nicholas," said Mom. "Here's your little friend Alec come to see you. Isn't that nice of him?" "Hi, Alec," I said. "It's great to see you." Mom was just beginning to tell me "great" was a word I used far too much when she spotted the box Alec was carrying. "What's in there, Alec?" she asked. "Chocolates," said Alec. So then Mom said it was very kind of Alec, but she didn't want me to have any chocolates because I was on an invalid diet. Alec told Mom the chocolates weren't for me. He had brought them to eat himself, and if I wanted chocolates, I'd just have to go and buy my own. So there. Mom gave Alec a rather surprised look. Then she sighed, and she went on telling us to be good boys. Alec sat down beside my bed, and he looked at me without saying anything, and he ate his chocolates. I felt terribly envious. "Hey, Alec, can I have one of your chocolates?" I said. "You're supposed to be sick, aren't you?" said Alec. "I thought you were great, Alec, but now I don't think you're great at all," I told him. Alec said "great" was a word I use far too much, and he put 2 chocolates in his mouth at the same time, and then we had a fight. Mom came running in, and she wasn't pleased. She separated us and told us off, and then she sent Alec home. I was sorry Alec had to go. We were having a lot of fun, but I could see it was no use arguing with Mom because she really didn't look one little bit pleased. Alec shook hands and said goodbye, and he left. I like Alec. He's okay. When Mom looked at my bed, she hit the roof. Well, while Alec and I were fighting, I suppose we did get some of the chocolate squashed on the sheets, and there was chocolate on my pajamas, and in my hair, too. Mom said this was really too much, and she changed my sheets and took me into the bathroom and sponged me with eau de cologne and gave me clean pajamas and blue stripy ones. After that, Mom put me back in bed and told me not to bother her any more, so I was on my own again, and I went back to reading my book. The one about the little bear. It seems the big bad wolf didn't get the little bear because a huntsman had killed the big bad wolf. But now there was a lion wanting to eat the little bear, who didn't see the lion because he was eating some honey. All this about eating made me feel hungrier and hungrier. I thought of calling Mom, but she had told me not to bother her, and I didn't want her to tell me off again. So I got up. and went to see if there was anything nice to eat in the fridge. There were lots of nice things to eat in the fridge. My mom is a good cook. I took a leg of chicken because I like cold chicken, and a piece of cream sponge cake and a bottle of milk. Then I heard someone shout, "Nicholas!" right behind me. I was so startled that I dropped the lot. It was Mom coming into the kitchen, and I don't suppose she was expecting to find me there. I started crying to be on the safe side because Mom was looking very cross indeed. So then Mom didn't say anything. She took me into the bathroom, sponged me with eau de cologne, and gave me clean pajamas because the ones I was wearing had got milk and cream cake all over them. Mom gave me my red check pajamas and sent me straight off to bed because she had to clean up the kitchen. Back in bed, I didn't feel like going on with my book about the little bear that everyone wanted to eat. I'd had about enough of that silly bear making me do all the wrong things. It was no fun just staying there with nothing to do, so I decided to draw. I went to look in Dad's desk for the things I needed. I wasn't going to take any of the nice clean sheets of white paper with Dad's name in shiny letters on the corner because I knew I'd get told off for that. So I took some bits of paper which already had writing on one side, so I was sure they weren't any more use. And I took Dad's old fountain pen too. I darted back to my room and got into bed and started drawing. I drew some fabulous things. Warships firing guns at planes which were exploding in the sky, and castles with lots of people attacking them, and lots of other people throwing things down on their heads to try and stop them. I'd been perfectly quiet for a bit, so Mom came up to see what was going on, and she started shouting all over again. Well, I must admit Dad's pen was leaking a bit. That's why Dad doesn't use it anymore. It comes in useful for drawing explosions, but I'd got ink everywhere on the sheets and the bread spread too. Mom was mad, and she didn't like me using that paper with writing on it because it turned out the things written on the other side of my drawing were something important of Dad's. Mom made me get up, and she changed the sheets, and